Very good morning, everyone from Switzerland, from the studio of the Broncolor headquarters. I'm very happy to invite you today to an absolute treat because we are going to talk to Sails Chong from Shanghai, China. He's really one of my absolute idols regarding photography, especially his lighting skills on location are outstanding. They are just on a different level, a level unfortunately I will never reach. And we are very blessed that he will talk about his techniques, how he organizes such huge shootings from the logistical side, but as well we will talk with him obviously about lighting. And as I said before, you will see amazing pictures that Sails is producing and a lot of behind the scenes. So it's really an absolute treat that we have today. So thank you already now very much, Sails, for accepting this invitation. You're joining us from your studio in Shanghai, is this right?
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
It's as I said, it's going to be our pleasure. I know you for many, many years. We had the pleasure to work together at some occasions. I joined your workshops in Luxembourg. We have been shooting together in France. So I know what's going to happen and what that we can profit from your knowledge. How is your shooting? How is your photography organized in China?
Okay, and many people know me as a wedding photographer. When I was shooting wedding, pre-wedding, until 5 years ago, I had a big crew, maybe 15 people.
Yes. Okay.
And after that, COVID hit, the business mode is already changed a lot. So now I have a very small and smart team. Yes, all the key person, one key assistant, one key manager, and one key retoucher. That's it.
Okay, cool. And then for the bigger production, you still invite interns or additional assistant?
Yes, depending on the budget of the client, I just modularly different group, different teams for each shooting. Yes, so every shooting, we work with maybe a totally different team.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, but all the key person belongs to me.
Okay, exactly. I just saw on my list, I forgot one logistical thing. This is about the question. So if you have questions to ask Sails, please use the chat window on the right side. These questions will be monitored by my colleague Ramon here in the studio, and we only see the questions. And if the question has something to do with what we talk about, we will integrate them in the talk, and all the remaining questions, we will answer them at the very end of today's webinar. So sorry for this mix-up. You mentioned wedding photography sales, and this is how your business started. This is right?
Yes, exactly. The starting point of my career.
Okay, and I think I already saw it. That's why I know that you prepared a very nice presentation. So maybe it's the moment to jump into your presentation and see some pictures of the beginning of your amazing career.
Okay, and just please feel free to stop me if you have any questions.
Yes.
Okay, let me introduce myself again. I'm Sails Chong. I'm a commercial fashion and portrait photographer based in Shanghai, China. And I have been inside this industry for 17 years. I'm 43 years old this year. I'm the ambassador of Broncolor, Phase One, and actor. And you can see at the corner is my social media. If you are interested to, please just follow me. Yeah, this is some of my works. And as you know, I'm a heavy Broncolor user.
Very heavy, yes, I know.
Yeah, and my favorite one is power. I will tell you the reason why I'm always using a power in a location shooting. Yes, this is me.
Okay.
20 years ago. Yeah.
20.
And
okay.
Please feel free to take any screenshot, but not this one. Okay.
Okay, no problem. But this is in front of a photography college.
No, it's in front of the factory of my client.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I studied Japanese language and culture, and after that, I worked in a very big Itochu corporation. It's almost the biggest one, trading company in Japan.
Okay.
And after 3 years, I just feel like boring. This is not the life I want. So I just quit and start my photography. And at that time, I have no idea about exposure.
Okay.
I just spent all my money to build up a studio and with nothing. Yeah. Yes. And at that time, I was just a hobbyer, amateur. And
Okay.
at weekend, I would just go out for street photography with Pentax. Yeah. Yes. And this one was exactly the first wedding day shooting in my career.
Really? Okay.
And the couple is coming from overseas and they meet each other at Shanghai. So they go back to Shanghai to have their wedding. And they want to find someone who can speak English. Unfortunately, at that time, I cannot speak English at all. But I say, yes, I can. I volunteered for it. So you can see the couple on their face, they feel confused. What is this guy talking about? Yeah. So I just finished the whole shooting with my body language, use their Canon. Yeah.
Okay. But
Yes.
you said this is your very first wedding, and they were looking for somebody who speaks English, but you didn't. So how did they find you? I mean, Shanghai, there must be a million of wedding photographers. So how did they find you?
They just post in the community. At that time we call it BBS. It's something like Instagram nowadays. And I just as I get them a reply and say I can speak English. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Okay.
Yeah. And you can see that it was a quite good old days. You can see the clients' names from 1 to 25. This is exactly what I shoot in 1 month.
These are the weddings in 1 month?
Yes. So I shoot 25 couples in 1 month. That means that maybe 1 year I have 300 of the shooting almost every day. So my career as a wedding photographer, helps me a lot because I have a lot of experience in different situations. Cloudy day, shiny day, in the mountain, in the desert, and on the beach, right? So yeah, it really helps me a lot. I can handle my shooting with a big crew. I can do a solo play. Yes, that's the reason. Yeah, I can do.
And when you later you shot your weddings as well with a lot of technical equipment, with a lot of let's say artificial light, flashes, and so on. When did this start to change? Because before it looked like very simple, just a handheld camera. And more like ambient light, daylight. And when did you start working more complex with additional lighting?
Yes, and this one is exactly my first commercial job.
Okay.
Yes, and at that time, I want to try to make myself more different from the competitors because there are so many photographers in this industry. And most of them are using Canon, Nikon, and I bought a second-hand medium format camera at that time, which is still bit. The reason I bought a medium format camera is not because it was good or something. I just want to make a difference from the others. Yes, so it's a CCD model. It's a very big DSLR, a CCD. So I need to stick on ISO 50. When you're using ISO 100, 200, the noise is just terrible. But I'm shooting with ISO 50. That means I need more slower shutter speed. And when I come down to check all the image, it just handshake.
Yeah.
Because the mirror is so big, the shaking from the camera body is quite big. So I need more lights. So from that time, I learned how to shoot with a lighting. You can see in this backstage picture, I'm using a small horseshoe flash, which is very far away from the subject. That means the lighting coming out is going to be very harsh. I have no idea of lighting at that time. So, but this is my starting point. Yes, and I have a studio from very beginning. And when I have free time, I just go deep inside my studio and just check, practice.
So this is your education. So you did not join any photography university, or you did not assist for years to photographers. It's really you made mistakes, you learned from the mistakes, you improved, and so on and so on. And that's how you reached your level. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Exactly. You don't need to shoot. You just move the light, and you can see the difference by the modeling light. I practiced a lot at that time, and I took a selfie on the left side. And for this picture, I burned my studio.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah. You
there
have
was
to
a lot
invest
of
something.
story. Yeah. And many people know me from this shooting. So at that time, I just feel tired of my work because I shoot almost every day. Same posing, same post-production, and same location. I just feel tired. So I want to shoot something I want. I want to shoot something nobody shot before. So I went to Great Wall. I bring a big team there. And it's a very popular place. So it's so crowded every day. So we need to walk a lot. We just carry all the gears. You can see that we just walk for 2 or 3 hours. There are very high steps. I need an assistant to carry all the gear, including the model, to up there. Go somewhere to the top, somewhere there's nobody. Yeah, it was quite tough. Yeah.
You told me that I can interrupt you anytime I want, because now there is just a question coming in that goes a little bit about this heavy equipment carrying around. So Radu asks, if you do not have the option to work with such a huge team and it's just the model and the photographer and maybe not even an assistant. So what is the minimum you should bring along? What is the minimum gear?
In front of my presentation, I will show you some works, just solo play. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And exactly this one is my first time to using a brown color light with power and move 12.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was a lighting quality that I'd never seen before. Sunlight quality and fast power recycling. And you can see pure clean in the shadow, the skin tone, and you can focus and defocus. Basically, you can put it in any position you want. I make my biggest mistake in my life. I bought a lot of brown color gear from that time.
I wouldn't call this a mistake. Come on.
Yeah. Yes.
You want me to switch off or what?
Yeah. I want to. Okay, and so I lose all my money. Yes.
Yeah, but I still see all the credit cards in your wallet. Huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that time I'm using medium format camera and I'm using the best light in the world. So I saw I was the best photographer in the world. So you can see, I feel very confident in my eyes at that time. So I cannot hear any negative voice at the time. Yes. It's a very funny, good old days. Until I met you, Bruce. This one, maybe it's your seminar in Shanghai. And exactly, this was our first time to meet each other.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, very long time.
You were young at that time.
Photographer and Asato, my assistant from Japan. Yes, and after that seminar, I just feel like suddenly I understand how to do the lighting. Just like everything in my head just connected. Yeah, and so that I do a lot of practice again. And I used something product in my daily life camera, just as you see, and do many practice in my studio. And now advertising photography is one of my business.
Okay, right.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Nice.
Like yes. And when I'm into the wedding photography, I don't know how to shoot. I remember my first pre-wedding shooting. My client gave me 800 RMB. That means around 100 USD. And I paid 200 USD to another photographer, asking him to come. And I just work as an assistant to see how you do the lighting and how it's the working floor. Yeah, and I check everything. And from the next day, I shoot by myself. And this one as well, as you can see in the picture, nowadays we are shooting photography and video, CM, side by side. And when I'm shooting, yes, the video team already there. And when they are shooting, I just free. But I join them. When they are shooting, I just check how they are working and how they do the lighting and how everything works. I just sit beside the art director and I check the monitor. You can see I feel very serious on my face.
Yeah, very serious, yes.
And next time I just shoot by myself. Yeah, so it's this is how I learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
this
think that's. I'm
awareness.
very, very happy that you explain this very, very clearly, because I still do a lot of seminars or webinars. I travel. I do this here in Switzerland, and always
Yeah.
I'm asked. Let's say I've done this school. I've read these books, and I've done this workshop. What should I do next? And I always tell them. I will tell them, start shooting. I mean, there's the best teacher is what I mentioned before, is failure. You know, you try something, it doesn't work, you try to understand why the hell it doesn't work, and you improve next time. And like you, maybe assisting, like you even hired an assistant, but actually an assistant that is teaching you, and then just being there open-minded and watching how others are doing it and trying to integrate it, not to copy, but to integrate it in your own work.
Yeah.
Besides reading another 10 books and joining 1 million workshops, sooner or later, you just have to dive to the studio and shoot yourself and learn by doing.
Yes, exactly. Well done is always better than well said. Yeah, you need to do. Yeah, if you attend a workshop and you do nothing after that workshop, you just forgot it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Nothing left. Yeah. Actually, this is a personal project called traditional clothing. You know, fashion is a circle. The so-called fashion nowadays, maybe a decade past, it will just become out of date. But the traditional ones is already maybe thousands of years ago. So it's always be fashion. So when I go somewhere, I always looking for something local, something classic, something traditional, and shoot. Yes. And the right one is my workshop in Myanmar. Actually, it's my assistant fire the shutter, and I'm leading the model to walk in the right curve, so you can see a curve. Yes, it's a combined. It's a combined picture, combined from maybe 20 pictures. Yes.
Okay, nice.
The depth one, you can see that the highlight exposure value on both models are almost the same, but I just using one light. At that time, you can see the backstage pictures. I just using a Sails L. Yeah, this was in 2014, maybe. It's just Sails L just coming out. And what I'm using is a model one. I still using it in my studio. Yes, it's almost 10 years, and the battery already gone for 2 or 3 times. And the flash chip was broken because I falling off. But the body it's still working. It's still working. It's quite good. And I just using a small softbox because we need to go in very early to the location. It's so crowded. And I'm using a small softbox, and the whole point just point to the model who is far away. And the Japan model is more closer to a light source, but it just catch the edge light. So by doing this, both of them can get almost the same lighting value.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
amazing.
Actually, not all my shooting is using a big light or 3, 4 lights. No. Mostly it's 1 or 2. That's it.
It's one light at the right spot. Exactly.
Yes, and this picture is also one of the broncolor catalog cover.
Yeah, exactly. These are exactly the pictures why I hate you so much.
Don't.
If you see the behind the scenes, it looks like nothing, you know. And then I see what you do out of it. This vision and this technical ability to convert this in a piece of art is just outstanding. But luckily, you are a nice guy. Otherwise, I really would hate you.
Yeah. No, please don't. For me, Ruth, you are the godfather of lighting. Yeah. I always tell my participants, you are lighting terrorist.
Thank you very much, but I would never compare myself to you. But thank you. That's what I said. You're a nice guy. But
thank you. And there are 7 models from different shooting. There are 7 shooting. The jewelry maker. But when you put all the pictures together, you can find that the color stands stable. So the consistent of the color response of broncolor lights is really quite important for me, because most of the fashion artists, they are very sensitive with the color. So for me, a correct color and a beautiful color is totally different. A correct color is far more important than a beautiful color, because when you get the correct color, you can make it beautiful as you wish. But if you get something strange color at the beginning, it's very difficult to make it correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So
this is mainly in the studio, or do you really care about super precise color as well on location? Because the shot before, they have been very, let's say, reddish, super warm tone. Is it less tricky for you? Let's say, do you really care about the perfect color in controlled lighting situations like in studio?
Yeah.
Or is it just as important as well when you leave the studio? Because your location work is sometimes very atmospheric with the color. It's not daylight balanced like the shot before. It was very, very warm tone.
Yes, it just depends on the concept of the shooting. If it's a creative work by myself, okay, I don't care a lot about the color. But if it's a commercial work for my client, just as you can see some jewelry. Some jewelry on these pictures is very important. The color is the most important issue. Yeah.
May I go one slide further back?
For the back?
Exactly. Here, if you go to the behind the scenes, one more back.
Yes. One more
I
back.
think that's something where maybe I could give you in my workshops one or two hints, but that's where you open my eyes, because we see the sunlight, we see how the shadows are going, and you're using the artificial light from the same direction like the main light. I don't see this a lot, in fashion photography. You always see, the sun is coming from the right side. I need a fit-in light from the other side. You do this differently. Why?
Yeah. If I have just one light, I may place the lighting as the same direction of the sunlight, because I can kill the ambient light. I can kill the ambient light by my F value. I bring down the exposure of the background on the background. And at the same time, the exposure on the model we're going down as well, right?
Yes.
And I bring the model, bring it back by flashlight, exactly placing the light at the same direction as the sunlight, because I don't want two kind of shadow. I don't want two kind of different direction shadow. So I just put exactly the same way. The shadow of the light stand is pointing to the model.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now in the sunlight, here you have, it's early morning, but already you have quite strong sunlight, and you add more light from the same direction. So do you use additional light on the other side then to control your shadows? Because here you said you have one light only.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, for this shooting, I didn't use a second light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shadows are not getting too dark.
Yeah, it's not getting too dark, because the background is not getting too dark. So the actual light in this picture, for me, it's just like a feeding in. It's a feeding in. Yeah.
Okay. Very good point. Yeah, it's not a main light hitting from the other side. It's just locally making the light stronger locally, but from the same direction. Yeah. Very cool.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting all the time.
No, it's okay. And for this shooting, you can see we build some setup on the left picture. Yeah, it's old character, thousands of years ago, Chinese character. Yeah, and we print it out, we cut it and hang it on the air, and you can see there's one light on top to light up the foreground, and there's a small light pad on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a light pad on the left side. Yeah, it's for feeding in for my model. On the right picture, you can see my key light is a very big softbox, 120 by 180. It's the biggest one from Broncader.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and very close, and put my grid on it to create more shadows. And you can see there's a very bright edge light from the side.
Yes.
Actually, it's a video light. It's just for focus assist. It doesn't work. Yeah, it just.
You won't see it in the photograph. It's just there to focus. Yeah.
Yes. If you put the the focus light in the front, she will feel very uncomfortable. It's too bright. You can't see the edge lights from this.
Exactly.
Picture. Yeah. It's almost killed by my F value.
Yeah.
It's inside studio. And exactly the same model, she's coming from Chengdu, middle China, to Shanghai. This is a jewelry shooting. She came one day before, so I say, yeah, we have time. Why not we arrange another shooting? So we arranged another shooting inside studio, Dragon, because that year was Dragon year in China. Yeah, Dragon and Phoenix on the right side. You can see Phoenix. Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, you can see some blue on the model's body. It's coming from motoring lines. It's a long time exposure, maybe 1/4, something like that. And during the exposure time, I just checked my camera, and you can see that it's still very sharp on the model's face because the fresh
For the flash
time is very short. It's very short. Yeah, so we can freeze the model at that moment. Yes.
At the same time, yes, amazing.
Yeah. You can see the color is truly different coming from brown color light. Yeah. Yes, and yeah, you can see the power on the right side. It's just
exactly
one lighting, and you can see I'm standing on a very high ladder. When I go somewhere, I always buy a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be useful. And when the shooting is finished, I just threw it.
You're using here that the para is a para HR, I can see. Is this just a coincidence? Is it a coincidence because you use it as well with continuous light, or do you use it on purpose as well with flash?
I use flash. Yeah,
I use flash in this situation.
Yeah, because it's a location. Yeah, and the background is a very huge sculpture. And I just asked model standing there. You can see the distance from the power is quite far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I focus the lighting, so make sure the light can catch my model. Yeah.
As we see this shot with the location, there's a question coming in from Rohit. How do you scout for locations and permissions? Because you're working in the exotic locations, maybe, I don't know, China is maybe not the easiest one to, or you need a lot of permissions to shoot in locations like this. How do you deal with this, with the logistics?
Yes, actually you need a permission. Yeah, because you work with a whole team, and I don't want to get there and before shooting, someone show up and he say it's not allowed to shooting here. So we always took a permission before the shooting. Maybe people think it was very difficult to asking for permission, but just try, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just try. I try a lot of times. Even we have no reply, okay, we just move to the next one.
Yeah.
But before you apply for any permission, it's very important to have a very beautiful portfolio. They need to know who you are and how you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for most locations, they need beautiful pictures for promotion.
How you make this kind of a deal that they can use the pictures as well later on?
Yes, of course.
So that's what you offer. Okay.
I will send them all my pictures, and they can use it for free. Yeah, maybe 1 year, 2 years. Yeah, there's a limitation, but they can use it.
Okay.
So
okay.
We're very happy to let me shooting there.
Okay, there's another question about the location shooting. I'm amazed about your locations. Can I know the steps that every photographer should do before a shoot?
It's quite a lot of job. Yeah, you know, for a photographer, it's not just about fire the shutter. I always making a plan, making a schedule. I will show you my details of one shooting. Yes, you need to check the question before you do the shoot. You need to find a good model. Yeah, and every time I work with different group, as I mentioned, so I need exactly to let them know who in charge of what. They need to exactly know what they should do on my shooting. So I always list up a to-do list. Who is taking permission? Who is taking for the transportation? Yeah, something like that. You know. So everyone, they know exactly at what time what they should do.
And this is all coordinated by you, or you're not working in cooperation with a production company. So you are the mastermind. You know what's going on.
I just hand on everything.
Okay.
Yeah, if it goes through a production company, yes, things may become complicated. It takes more time for conversation. Yeah, it takes more money, of course. So I do everything. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. For the first time, it may take time, but when you get used to it, it's very easy to handle a shooting.
Very cool.
And this one is using a power as well, just right in the front of my model, so you can see the light is very soft and a slight shadow on the edge. So power is quite interesting because as long as your exposure is correct, the lighting is beautiful. Whatever you took to the place, you can put it in the front, you can put it as a side light, you can use it as a filling in. Yeah, it's just beautiful. You also get a very beautiful catch light. Yeah, and this one, yeah, we took this picture for 3 hours.
Okay.
Just do a protection for the floor and the painting. We fry the painting to get the element and put it together by Photoshop. Yes,
exactly.
And it's very difficult because the sunlight is going off.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The exposure is changed. You need to change the exposure both on your camera side and the lighting side. So it's quite difficult. And the color temperature is still changing. It's a shooting for 3 hours. Yeah, but you can see that it's very sharp. Yeah, because the
absolutely. Yeah.
brown color can frozen any motion as you wish. Yeah.
The shot before maybe is a good occasion just to empty our windows with the questions. There's another question about the retouching. I would love to get some insight about your editing process. What are the things you mainly considered when making your edits?
To be honest, I don't do the editing by myself. Yeah,
but you still have the vision about the photograph.
Yes.
So
yes.
Do you somehow is that the retoucher, is this I think you mentioned about the fixed team you're working with. The retoucher is one of a fixed team, so he or she knows exactly what you want, or is this always like a constant conversation what's going on, because they must feel what you want?
I will give she very exactly what I want for every picture. Yeah, so I will just leave my comments on the file name.
Okay.
And she will know what I'm going to do on this picture. But actually, I don't do a lot of retouch. Mostly it's from camera. But besides this one, because we need a lot of elements. Yeah, so we do a lot of retouch. Yeah, so
I know that most you are such a master of lighting. I know that your photographs look amazing coming out of the camera already, but this one obviously there is some retouching involved, so that's why I added this question here. Yes.
Okay. And it's we was shooting at Myanmar just using a softbox 80 by 120. Yes, I put it pretty close. Yeah. And this one is what I mentioned, one-man show. I go there by myself. I carrying a Sails L with 80 by 120 and a small hot shoot flash. That's it. Yeah,
that's
and
it.
The model, I found her on Instagram. When I go somewhere, I always find some model from Instagram. Actually, she's a KOL, and he have much more followers than me. And I just give her a DM and introducing who I am, and I'm asking for a collaborate. Yeah.
Okay.
Both I have no reply because they have many followers, so they have so many DMs every day.
Yeah.
So mostly I got nothing.
Okay.
But maybe I will send 10 different models, and maybe luckily I will get one.
Okay.
So
cool.
I go there. Yeah, I go there by myself, and you can see there's 2 pencils on the head where I bought in 7-Eleven. And it's just a
in this situation, even the styling is by you, maybe in cooperation with the model, the kimono she brought along?
No, you can see the Japanese traditional clothing, and we go to the clothing store and ask them to do the makeup for me.
Okay.
Yeah. And
okay.
The image on the left, you can see that the model is actually she was standing just in front of the wood window.
Okay.
And the background is pretty dark.
Yeah. Yes.
That was because I'm using softbox, and I can very easy to control it, the light edge. I just tilt it out to make sure the lights can hit my model, but not the background. Even the model
exactly.
But the background. Yeah.
Just by tilting it, or you use grids for this?
By tilting. Yes,
by
just
tilting.
by tilting. Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, and this some of my still life works. The one on the left, which I learned from you and Carl Tyler, is using a big softbox and the blue color mask. Yeah, the black one in the middle and reflector in the front. That's it. Yeah, very
exactly.
Pretty.
The edge mask.
The white one, I just using 2 light pad.
Yep.
And and a little bit higher than the egg, and turned it. Then we have the strip mask of the
exactly.
Move it, to do some shade, to move it until you get the right contrast you want. Yes.
There was one question probably coming in when we saw the pictures before. How do you gain so much softness on the skin of the model? Is it because it's a big, because it's a big modifier, or do you, let's say, he writes or she writes about the help of software, or are you cheating with the software, or is it really based by the size, or is it the reason the size of the softbox?
Yeah, the size of softbox, and you need to put it close enough.
Exactly.
The light source is almost there. It's just next to my frame. It's pretty close to my model. Yes.
I always put it that way. It doesn't depend how big the softbox is. If it depends on how big the softbox appears as seen from the model. So even when you have a big softbox and you put it far away, it turns into a hard light, like the sun. Yeah. The sun is a huge softbox, but it's just too far away to be soft. So big and short distances, and then you get this beautiful, nice look on the skin.
Yeah. And this one, we are shooting for smoking machine in studio, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 lights I'm using. The one on top is 120 by 180. Yeah, because it's for the smoke. So if you're using a very harsh light, it's going to be over exposure. So the mask is pretty useful in this case. And you can imagine that it just depends a very big light source into four street lights, and you got very beautiful gradation through the smoke. And you can see one light pad on the floor. I always use light pad in this way as a
now I see it. Didn't see it before.
And it's low enough so it doesn't affect your composition. And the key light is 150 square softbox.
That's an old softbox.
Yeah, it's the old one. And for the edge light, it's a beauty dish. Actually, you can use everything as an edge light. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
doesn't matter too much. Yeah, exactly.
It's using the same lighting setup. And one point for this shooting, you need to the key light, the big softbox, you need to tilt up to make sure the light will not hit the foreground. Yeah, so tilt up a little bit. Yes. So so you can see that I put the softbox pretty close. So
exactly.
This for the model is just like a very huge window.
Exactly. Yeah. So it most of the time it doesn't depend if the softbox is a few centimeters larger or smaller. It's really the key factor for the light characteristic is the distance much more than the size of the softbox.
Yes. So for me, I just put it as close as possible. Because I'm shooting fashion, I'm shooting ladies, so they always want a beautiful skin tone.
Yes.
And and on location, you can see I have 2 para, 88 and 133. But in this picture, both of them I'm using it as edge light.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see on the skin, the exposure of the model skin is almost the same background.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So not a lot of artificial light there, just to work out the contours. But the para 88 that goes up to the clouds.
Yes.
Is there something reflecting up?
No. Yeah, they are still doing the adjustment. It's not a final lighting setup.
Okay, so I thought, what is he doing there? Is there like a roof on top you were indirectly, or so it's just it's not
No,
used that way?
he point up just want to make the stand more stable.
I see. Okay, I was slightly confused about this, but now I get it.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. And yes, you can see built for edge light of the chair. Yeah, I was using a strip light, the biggest one, 130 by 180.
Exactly. Yeah.
At the background, and remember to tilt up to make sure it can have a very even light from the beginning to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can see that there's a hole on model's socks.
Yes, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I made a hole by myself. Yeah, for me, a picture is more like a storytelling. So I always pay attention to some story we can tell at the backstage. Yeah, so I make it. Yes, make a hole. And this was a seminar at Indonesia, Surabaya. Yeah.
Okay.
You can see that monitor. From the monitor, we can see very beautiful highlights and very beautiful gradation. But in this shooting, I just using one light. As you can see at the background, just one light, but we create very beautiful gradation and highlights. I just put on the mask. When you put on the mask, a big soft light will depending into two parts.
What do you mean about the edge mask, or what mask are you talking about?
The edge marks.
Yeah, the edge mask, exactly. The one with the black center, and you get something like a huge ring flash, almost like that.
So one light, we separate to 4 street light. Yeah, and it's big enough. It's big enough, so you got a very beautiful highlights on the background. Yes.
So this is from a from a seminar, from a workshop, and the other one, the next is from a fashion shoot. So what is your main activity right now? Are you doing a lot of workshops? Do you give a lot of seminars? Are you still into wedding photography, fashion? What's your main activity nowadays?
Yeah, actually, I do everything.
Okay.
I do everything a photographer can do, but except wedding or pre-wedding, because I'm 43 years old now. So physically, it's not impossible for me to shoot 300 shooting in 1 year. Not anymore. So I shoot everything, but most of my jobs is coming from my client, pre-wedding client, because I charge a lot at that time. So that means my client has the capability to afford a shooting. Maybe some of them is one of the CEO of the big company and they're doing their own products. Yeah, a lot of my jobs coming from my client when I'm doing pre-wedding, and the others is coming from maybe my participants from workshop. I like to do some workshop. I would like to share, because when I'm go to somewhere and I share my knowledge, I will get inside the culture and get inside the community. And they will give me some opportunity of shooting. So people call me Mr. Everything, because I can shoot everything.
Okay.
None of them is the best, but I can shoot everything, basically. And this shooting is outdoor shooting. So you can see that the light source is putting quite far away. That's because the model is standing quite high. And my light stand is not high enough. If you put the light source very close, it just looks like the lighting is coming from the bottom. So the lighting is so I moved the lights very far away to make sure the angle will be more flat, and the exposure of my model and in the foreground we are almost in the same. Yeah. So this
I understand.
Yeah. So move 200 is quite powerful, even in sunlight. Even I put the light source so far away, even I using a softbox. Yeah, it's still enough power for me to light up my subject.
There's a question coming in from our friend who joined us in Ghana a couple of years ago, from Tenku. He asks, hey buddy, I realized one thing. Why do you always use the big softbox, the 180 by 120 for your key light?
The reason is that it's big enough. When I'm shooting a location, when I'm shooting outdoor, when I need to shoot the full body. So I need to put the light source pretty far away because when I'm using wide angle, if it pretty closer, it will be inside my frame. So when I put it far away, that means the light source will be very hot. So at this time, I need a very big light source to soften the lighting.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason. And yeah.
Okay. So when I understand you right, you would like to have even a bigger softbox. You want Bronco to make bigger one.
Yeah, please. Yes.
Okay. I will ask then.
Yeah. Okay. And this is another shooting at Sarabaya. It's at midnight. And you can see the background. Actually, it was quite dark. Quite dark, but I want to keep the move of the background. So I didn't using a high ISO. The ISO of this picture is stick on 100. That means I need a very slow shutter speed. It's 1/8 by handheld. But I'm using Broncolor Series L with maybe 3.0 output and put it very closer. And it can freeze my model. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, the model has, in this situation, probably the model has no or almost no ambient light, and the exposure time in the end on the model comes from the flash. So the shutter speed on the camera is irrelevant. Is it right?
Yes, exactly. You can see the background. The motorbike is almost dark because there's no key light in the front. Yeah. So people get used to use a high ISO. For me, I always stick on ISO 100 because my standard for my works is for printing. I don't want to see any noise. Yeah. And this one is a sculpture. It's quite huge. So the technique I'm shooting for a lady, for a model, using the same technique to shoot some still life or some sculpture. Yes.
Light is light. Light is the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And this one is for my last workshop in Shanghai. You can see some shiny fabric on my side. It's doubly exposed. The shutter speed was 2 seconds. I'm using the front scene. So when I press the shutter, my flash work for the first time. I freeze the model, and then I turn the camera towards the fabric on my side, and I flex the shutter for the second time manually. So I get a double exposure in original. On the right side is the original raw file, and the left side is the final output. So you can see that it's almost no difference except the skin. Yeah,
and it's that's as well what I'm even older than you are. You know, I'm like I'm approaching 60 sooner or later. But you're using like old-fashioned techniques. Anyway, we have talked a little bit about cameras because lately, as well in the background, there's a large format camera. I don't know if it is a Cinar as well. You're using. Is it?
Yeah, it's a Cinar. It's a Cinar 8x10, and this one is Cinar 4x5. Yeah,
exactly. So you're really using the cameras from many years ago in your super modern photography, and we saw at the beginning you started with Pentax, but then you have been ambassador for Hasselblad. Now you are using Phase 1. Maybe a word, because nowadays even the full frame cameras, they get very high resolution. We have 60 million plus megapixels in these cameras. You're still stick to medium format. Why? Is it still worth doing this?
Yeah, because it's very easy buy or use a camera nowadays because it's so advantage. You know, the technique has been improved a lot during times. But for a real photographer, I mean, it's that someone can do something old-fashioned and the others cannot do. So for me, the sensor size is quite important for me because a bigger sensor size, you get more 3D, you get more dimension, so you get more bokeh at the background. So the sensor size is very important key for me. So that's the reason why I'm using 4x5, I'm using 8x10. It's totally different. When you print it out, you can see the difference. And at the same time, the AI has been improved a lot. So even AI can make a very high resolution pictures nowadays. Yeah. So what's the difference between us, between Sails and somebody? So maybe my gear, my camera gear, and my technique, my old school fashion style, maybe the key point to make. my client to give me order.
Right.
Yeah, so I always thinking something reverse. Yeah, if everyone is using a small one, I'm going to use a big one. If everyone is using digital, I'm going to use film. So it's just like we are standing in one light, and all of others, they are one step forward. I just stay at the same place. It's another way of standing out because I'm finding in a different way. Yes, for me, just always trying to find something different because a double exposure, this technique is very easy to do in camera in the normal mirrorless camera. It's very easy to do that. So
but you have to understand. I mean that's what I like about you. You understand photography. You know, everything can be automated with AI, with Photoshop. Everything can be, all the problems can be solved later on. But sometimes it's much more easier, and you are much more trustable as a photographer when you make it happen in camera, especially when the clients are around, because then you can prove that you're a photographer, that you know your gear, you know your crafts, and then they're ready to pay the bills.
Yes, I truly agree with you. Yeah, and in this picture you can see that it's very hot shadow on the ground. That means the sunlight is very strong, and the reflective rates of the eyes is quite high. So any light source for it is going to be over. So in this case, I just using my palette as a filling in. So my key light is sunlight. Yeah.
Okay. This actually just kind of answers the question that just came in as the last one from Michael. When shooting in wide open landscapes, like in this example, I find it very difficult to control the sunlight in balance with the flash. Do you choose to shoot on cloudy days also only? Obviously, no. Because there's a very harsh sunlight here. Can you give any tips on how to deal with direct sun and flash in combination?
Yes, also on location, for me, it's almost the same inside studio. Because on location, you just have one more light source, which is sunlight.
Very cool point of view,
Yes, when you go to somewhere, it's just a big studio, but you have one extra light, which cannot be turned off. That is sunlight. So you have two options. You have three options. One, using it as a key light. Second, using it as a fill in. The third, using it as an edge light. If you want to use it as an edge light, just make the model to facing to your camera and make sure the sunlight cannot hit the face. And then you're using fresh light as a key light to light up the face. That's it. It's very, very easy. So,
if you know how to do it, it sounds easy, but when you're standing there, it's not easy at all.
Yeah, and the camera setup, it just depends on how much light value do you want the sunlight to show up in your picture.
Yes. Yeah. So you said before you cannot really switch off the sun, but you can dim it by the means of aperture and shutter speed, first of all.
Yes. Yeah. If you want, you can even kill the sunlight. Yeah. Using a very small f. Yeah. So this is exactly one of my shooting the schedule.
Okay.
Sorry in Chinese, but
I can guess what it means, but
So it's a kind of my document. So you can see that from one location to another is how far away. For example, 200 kilometers, it takes 3 hours, something like that. Yeah. So I always check the location to check transportation time. Lighting, I never check the sunlight by app. I never.
Okay.
I want to get there to check by my eyes because I need to know the distance, and I need to know how many people, how many tourists will be there because most my location is a popular place. Yeah, and I need to know how much time from location A to location B. And I need to go there before my shooting because the shooting permission or something like that. Yeah, I always check the location before my shooting. If it's close to Shanghai, I will go there maybe 1 month before my shooting. If it's far away, I will get there at least 1 day before.
Okay, so you do check the lighting situation, but not with the app. You want to be there and see it.
Yeah, I want to see it. Yeah.
So, which is, of course, more time-consuming, but you get the real look.
Yeah, because this way makes me feel more safety. And this one is actually is a timetable for the shooting day. So you can see that we start the shooting from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And everybody knows exactly what is happening now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
And this is my gear list, because I
Okay.
bring a lot of gear outside and we move a lot. So before our transportation, I always ask my assistant to check every gear is in place. Do something like this to make it check very easy. So the knowledge, the management, which I learned when I was a salesman, helps me a lot. I just make everything simple. Even I work with different group. Yeah, we have a small WeChat group, and I will send all the files inside my group and ask everyone to check it. And this is a document for myself. Yeah, and on this location, which posing I want to shoot, and for this shooting, I need what props. I will just list up, so it's very clear and simple, and I will not miss something.
Yeah.
For this page, I want to talking about my idea. So many people asking me about where is your inspiration coming from. So this is exactly where my expression coming from. To be honest, it's just a copy. Yeah, the picture on the left is a good picture I saw in a magazine or something. Yeah, it's a plastic, and the frame is quite good. Yeah, it was not just a copy. You always need to improve something. You need to do some change. You need to do some revolution to make it look different. So I using a mirror, and the picture on the left is shooting inside studio. So I decided to shooting outside. So,
of course. Yeah.
And you can see two light pipe behind the mirror, because the model is very close to the mirror. There's no rooms for the lighting setup. So light pipe is the best light shaper for this shooting. I don't want myself to inside the mirror, so I using a release cable for this shooting.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And this one is from advertising from old Japan magazine. It's quite good, simple, but it looks very flat.
Yeah.
So I try to make it more three-dimensional.
Three-dimensional, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, it's a copy, but I do something else.
But it's not you are doing really something else. It's not a copy. I mean, you are inspired by somebody else's work, like everyone is, but it's your own. And I still own this. You know, you gave it to me as a 4x5-inch slide. I still have it at home on display.
Really? Okay.
Yes, you gave it to me. Yes, I'm very happy with this, the original.
The image on the left, I'm using frame average. It's a function of phase one digital back. Yeah. And during the exposure, I just move the camera a lot, so you can see different pictures, the face of the model by flashlight, and compare them together. And the picture on the right side, the sunlight is quite bright enough, so I'm using the power 177 for feeding in. So you cannot see any fresh shadows from these pictures. Yeah, but actually I was using a flash. Yeah, and you can see 4x5 and 8x10. Yeah, I shoot film a lot during the past years. Yeah, yeah, I shoot a lot. The art is from Mr. Sorayama, which he is one of the best artists from Japan. And this picture is shooting by XT, so you can see the background is almost no distortion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the picture on the left is 8x10. On the right is 4x5. And I'm using a Roden stock. Nowadays, digital HR high resolution lens on 4x5 camera, so I get extremely high resolution film. Yeah, when it hand it on, it's quite excited. Yeah, it's this is 8x10.
Wow. Yeah. I've done it a few times in my early years.
Yeah,
but it's,
and when you hand on something real, it's quite excited. And I found that when you show this to your client, they were very happy. And actually, you can get money. So for example, if you are a wedding photographer, you can use the film camera as the option, as an extra fee. You can make more money for you. All you need to do is just shoot it side by side. The same setting on the digital camera, and you use the same setting on your film camera. That's it. It's quite.
That's it. But maybe you have to be a bit of a photographer, because you can't shoot like this and then always check. You have to know what you do. Otherwise, otherwise you don't get a lot of money if all the files are white or black.
Yeah. But anyway, we need to do something. Yeah, it's better than doing nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you use a flash meter at all time? Question from Michael coming in.
Flash meter, yeah. In still shooting, I'm using a flash meter, because when you're combining with video light LED and flash, at this case, you need a light meter to make it quick.
Okay, good. I just try to empty a little bit the question window. I think the next one I can answer for you. What is your favorite, most used broncolor modifier? I guess we have seen this and heard it. It's probably the Paras.
Para, yeah, exactly, the best. The second one is softbox.
The big softbox are the second then, right?
Yes.
How do we submit work to magazines and get hired for advertising shoots? Is this if it's too much, let's say in your business secret, don't answer it. But if you're happy to share about how to get jobs from magazines, would you let us know?
Actually, they have some contact. Every magazine, they have contact, they email, they have Instagram. Yeah, you can DM them. But at the beginning, you need a very good portfolio.
Yep.
Yeah, you need samples to tell them who you are and how good you are. It's very important. And mostly you don't get any reply. Just keep trying.
Keep doing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm doing.
Do you still believe in printed portfolios, or is it all digital PDFs?
Yeah. Actually, if I can go to my client face by face, I print it out. For example,
so you still do this, yeah.
Some very good restaurant, I will print out my footworks.
Yep.
And after my dinner, I will asking the waiters, I want to see a chip. He will come. Yeah, because at that time you are their client. He will come. And you say thank you. It's very nice dinner. I really enjoy my time here. And by the way, I'm a photographer. It's my work. Yeah, if you're interested, yeah, you can contact me. It's very easy. Yeah, because how to say, in our Eastern culture, China, Korea, Japan, people always feeling shy. They feeling shy to do something. Yeah, and they are very, how to say, they feel terrible if they get refused. But not me. My boss before my first job, she was always saying, "Hey, sales, if you're doing this, you're gonna be die." I say no. Then go ahead.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah. You will see a DM, you got no reply, and you get refused. Life goes on. Nothing changed. So you need to shoot for a very good portfolio, and then after that, okay, just send email, send DM.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, and it's for portrait. Yeah, for portrait. Yes, this one is just for fun. Yeah, because I'm always asking my assistant to move fast, and they always compare. Yeah, sales is so heavy, and they say no, it's not heavy at all. I can did up it by one hand, so I did up one power 133 with the HMI kit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So this is all my presentation today.
Amazing.
Thank you.
This was really, really, really super cool. Thank you very much for sharing all this with us. So it's pretty much the last chance for you guys to answer Sails your questions. If you have a minute, or even if you don't have a minute, take a minute and go to YouTube and check out the channel of Sails Chong. You will see amazing work, additional photographic, important knowledge with all his behind the scenes videos. There's one more question coming in. I think it was there for quite a long time. It's again about location shooting. Francesco asks, I mean, it could be way easier to light subject and the ambient light separately, or the ambient separately. If you use it, what are the challenges? So why don't you shoot the location and the model independently and combine it later on, but you do it all together? What are the challenges there?
I don't know exactly what the question means.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah. You're not taking a model shot and a location shot and you combine them later on. You take all together in one.
Yeah, of course we need to take it all together in one shot, because I'm a photographer. I'm not a retoucher.
Oh, thank you for these words. Thank you.
yeah.
You're a photographer, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, I think we are quite through with all the bullet points we decided to discuss. Your presentation, amazing. Your photography knowledge you shared, amazing. So thank you once again very, very much for this, Sails, for your time. What time is it, by the way, now in China, in Shanghai?
It's 5.
Oh, okay, not that late. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I think I didn't promise too much. It was really an unbelievable treat to talk with Sails about his lighting skills, his even logistics, how he deals with the logistics on huge productions. If ever you have the chance, check out his website, check out his Instagram, check out his YouTube channel. Amazing what this guy does. And to you, Sails, once more, thank you very much for sharing so openly all your knowledge. Okay, see you next time, guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, goodbye from Shanghai.